exercises are gonna be our pelvic pulse, where you're pulsing the pelvic floor. 20 seconds of pulse, 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 and you do that 2 to 3 times. Then 20 seconds of the elevator, up and down, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Do that 20 seconds 2 times. Then pelvic floor, or pelvis tilt. You inhale, lifting your low back off the ground. Exhale, pushing the low back down. Inhale, exhale, and then pulling up on the pelvic floor. You could do 10 to 12 of those, like twice. So I'll do that 12 times, rest, 12 times again, rest. All right, and then there's an isometric core exercise we can do. Oh, why don't you pause this one or stop it?
Yeah.
All right, next one is a core stability exercise. 3 parts, and it's an isometric exercise, so not gonna move. I'm gonna push my low back down, pull up on the pelvic floor, hold. I take the heels of my hands to my hip crease, press into my thighs and hold. Then I lift my shoulders and head, and I hold all 3 things for 30 seconds. So it's pelvic floor, nice and tight, pressing into the thighs and lifting. I hold this for 20 seconds. Hopefully you can see on screen I'm shaking from doing it. All right, and after 30 seconds, relax. Rest for the equal time, 30 seconds, and then do it again 2 more times. 2 more times.
Yeah.
All right, you can pause that. Where we just go side to side, like this. This is working on my transverse abdominals, and just rolling side to side. As you progress through this, you can lift your heels off the ground. This will make it a little harder. And then I could go with my legs a little straighter. That would make it harder. And
Okay.
the whole time I want to just keep my shoulders down. So you'll be able to modify it to what feels the best for you. Okay? Then another series you can do is a bridge series. So when I'm doing my bridge, I'm going to be hip width distance between my knees and my feet, arms by my side to start, and I'm going to lift my toes up just like this. I press through my heels, and I'm going to hold it here. Start with 30 seconds, build up to a minute.
Okay.
And then lower down. When you start it, first push your low back down, push the kidneys down, and then lift up. So I don't get into this position, right, where I'm hyperextended. I want to just be like neutral spine, boom. So that's our isometric bridge, and then you have a dynamic bridge where you go up, pause for 2 seconds, come down, but I don't let my hips touch the ground. Press, lower down. Press, lower down. And you could do that 10 to 20 times, and maybe 2 to 3 sets of that. Okay?
So you're never
Yeah,
coming down.
Yeah, when I lift up, I just lower, so like. I have,
Okay.
like, a
So there's some
fingers
space.
width distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Okay.
Okay.
You pause. Rest to make it harder. You can bring your feet together and do it. Both versions, and then you'll start to work into a single leg.
Oh
So
wow.
straight up like the sky. I lift, hold for 20 seconds, right? And I do the other side. Lift, hold for 20 seconds, and then we can do the dynamic version, up and down. And again, just not letting my hips go all the way down. All right, if I want to make this harder, I just bring my leg down more.
Wow.
So that's the progression. Double leg, feet together, single leg, all the way to getting to this place. Okay?
Okay.
Yay.
Mhm.
So for the clamshell, I want to take that same position, my hook lying position, and I'm just going to roll onto the side like this. So I'm really in that same position. I want to keep my hips stacked, one atop the other. I don't want to get any rotation in my trunk. So I'm going to stay kind of plastered down. I want to rest my head on my arm just like a pillow. And I'm going to lift, hold, and come down. So hold for like 2 seconds, lower down. Lift, lower down. This is great for your glute max and glute medius. So getting the butt to work again. Boom. Boom. So you could do that 10 to 20 times on both sides. If it starts to get easy, then I'm gonna get some of these, which I recommend you get. Get some of these guys. And if you buy a pack, they'll have like all the levels from easy to hard. You'll put them here on your knees. The skinnier ones are really obnoxious because they don't stay in a nice line, but that's okay. Something like that. Okay, you could also do your bridges with this too, and that will make it really hard. But I could be on my side like this, and now I have a little more resistance. Okay. Alrighty. Crunching exercises. Here's 2 awesome crunch exercises. I can bring my hands behind my head. This is standard crunch. Push my low back down. I take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift my shoulders and head, and then just lower the shoulders. I want to keep my chin up, eyes on the ceiling, and exhale to the top. You could do that for time, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or you could do it for repetitions. Do at least 20, I would say. Then we have cherry pickers. So I go legs up, push my kidneys down. Already I'm feeling that contraction. And then I take a deep breath in, exhale, reach up and across. Okay? And for our third variation, we'll add so that was like rotation, but we're gonna add a little rotation and a little hip extension. So I bring my head up. Okay if the elbows come in on this one. Knees up. I twist and extend towards my bent leg and then alternate. Feel the burn. All right? Crunch variations. In fact, most of these exercises I learned when I did a prenatal, pre and postnatal training because I was like, there was nothing else to take. So it's like, I might need this.
You might, yeah.
So here we go. So here we go. Quadruped position. So many things we can do from quadruped. When I'm doing this, I want to make sure my hands are below my shoulders, and I want to pull my elbows towards each other like this, so that there's one line across my elbows. I don't want to be like bulldog over here. And then knees hip width distance. And I can practice my cat and cow. Deep breath in, exhale, press away, inhale, arch. Okay. So another great position we can do here for just core stability is our isolated arm quadruped, or isolated limb quadruped. So I'd start with my right arm. I want to keep my shoulders in line and my spine neutral. This is not neutral. This is not neutral. This is neutral. So if I had like a stick, it would go from my sacrum, middle of the shoulders, and my back of my head are all in alignment. I don't have a stick light enough to demonstrate that, but so when I start this, I'm like right arm up. I'll do 20 seconds here. I don't want to be like sagging or I want to stay nice and neutral. 20 seconds here. 20 seconds. I like to step back first, toes to the nose, thigh tight, and I lift my knee 1 inch. If I go too high, notice my pelvis is gonna tip. So I just want to go a couple inches. Other side. Then I'll do left arm, right leg, and right arm, left leg. And each one of those 20 seconds. To finish, you can do a dynamic one, and we are going to use our cat and cow in this one. So I'll inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Inhale, reach, exhale, pull. And same thing other side. Inhale, exhale. Okay? And another one from here, you can stop it for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is a little bit like clamshell, but we're gonna stay in this position. So this, I call it the fire hydrant. All right, so I'm gonna be here, and I wanna keep this nice and neutral. I just lift out to the side. So I got both hands down, little pause. I want my toes to point towards my knee. Okay, so I could do it for time, again, 20, 30 seconds, or I could do 10 to 20 repetitions. Do both sides. And then we have the donkey kick, which looks like this. I want to stay very neutral through my pelvis. I'm going to kick up and down, like I'm putting my footprint on the ceiling. Boom. If I go here, I'm done, right? My pelvis shouldn't be moving. I want my pelvis to be stable. kick up, pause. Pause, there. And then you can put them together, where I like to call it the fire hydrant donkey kick, which looks like this. I go out, in, up, down. Out, in, up, down. When I'm at the top of either one of these positions, I want to squeeze my butt. So I'm really getting that to fire. All right, pause that one. Is our forearm plank. So for forearm plank, I'm going to get into a tripod here. And it might be worth it to start as a modified version first. All right, it's not so you can engage everything. So I'm going to just kind of walk my knees back. So I'm in a plank position. If I was in full plank, it would look like this. So I could always go to full plank first and drop my knees, if that helps. And from here, I'm going to squeeze my butt. I'm going to push the ground away from me, so I'm not sagging here. Making sure that my elbows are below my shoulders. Then I'm going to pull my navel to my spine, and without moving my elbows, I'm going to try to pull my elbows to my toes. As you can see already, I'm shaking. Okay? So again, it's squeeze your butt, navel to your spine, push the ground away, pull elbows to toes. And if I want to make it full, I just lift my knees. And it feels great. So take it back. Here's a couple more. Now that you can lay on your abdomen, all right, I was like, I kind of forgot about that. A couple that are good from here is just bringing your hands below your shoulders, being really tight through your lower body, and just lifting and lowering down. Lift and lower. And you can test by taking your hands up if you want. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Really squeezing your butt and your legs. Another one is to bring the arms up like a Y. I'm going to squeeze my legs together, lift my arms, my chest, and my legs. And I can do this just holding for 20 seconds, or I can do it dynamic, lift and lower. You can do both. And then another one from this position that's good for glute max is to do a hip extension. So I'm going to relax my left leg, tighten my right leg with my toes to my nose, and from here I'm just going to lift, pause, 2, 1, lower down. Lift, 2, 1, lower down. I'm really squeezing my butt. And the final one would be another one on the side where I bend my bottom leg. I'm going to straighten the top leg and go toes to my nose. I then turn the toes down, turn the dial down, and bring my leg back a little bit. So I'm already in extension. Toes touching the ground. I'm going to lift up, pause, lower down. Lower down. Boom. All right. I think that one's good. You can also put this one in there too, where I bring a leg over, and now I'm going to focus on the bottom leg and go up like this. Because not only do we want to target our abdomen, our back, but also our hips and shoulders. The more we can be stable and strong through the hips, obviously that's going to be a big deal in everything, especially when you're carrying extra weight on you. Often you're going to be in one side, as she gets bigger, holding around your hip and shifting the hips, and those things you want to be able to keep a balance. Because if I'm like standing like this a lot, stand like this, holding the baby, I could create some imbalance between my hips, where this side will get weaker and this side will get more short and contracted, so it'll be hard to push to this side. So just being conscious of like this, or even being able to switch every once in a while is good. And you guys use the wrap too, so which is great, because then you can stand like this and stay even over your hips. So just being sure I'm not spending too much time out here like this. It's a good little piece to keep in mind. Yeah, that's it.